Hello, welcome back to Solomon Scott, a division of Personal Development Center. I am Fulu Ologe, the chairman of Personal Development Center. In previous episodes, we have been dealing with how to become transformed by the renewing of your mind, by putting inputs into your mind. When your mind changes, your life is transformed. What are the ways to renew the mind? Number one, we are considering what you hear. The ear is a gate to your mind. You have to find out, hear new information that educates your mind. And when your mind is educated, when next you want to do something, what you do will be based on better knowledge. And then you find out that the way you do it is different from the way you have always done it. It's important to put yourself in a situation where you hear new information. We have various media today. You can have a classroom lecture, seminars, workshops that teaches you something new. You can read newspapers, you can read books, you can watch videos, you can go to YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is that gives you information, new information. You hear them. It brings a difference in your mind. And as your mind is renewed, you discover that your life is changing. So the air is one of the gates into your mind. What do you see? Well, this has two ways to it. You can look at what do you see in terms of what videos you watch, in terms of what you see with your physical eyes. So that's important. It gives information to your mind. And then, because of this information, you discover that you begin to act, you begin to do things differently in the light of the new information you have seen. But also, what do you see with your mind? What is the picture that is painted in your mind? What is the picture of the tomorrow? What is the picture of your future? That is all important. Some people will call it imagination. Some people will call it an inner vision. You cannot become wealthy if you always imagine poverty. You cannot become healthy if all you imagine is sickness, pain, and disease. If that is the picture that you see in your inner mind, your life will drift towards it. If you see a picture of health, a picture of strength, a picture of strong capacity, then your life begins to go in that direction. What do you think is another one for everybody? Thoughts, evil thoughts come to everybody's mind. Thoughts of insufficiency, thoughts of ill health, all of these thoughts of accident, thoughts of bad things happening come to the mind of everyone. Kenneth E. Hagin of blessed memory taught us that you cannot prevent birds from flying over your head, but you can certainly prevent them from building a nest on top of your head. So flying over your head is like a random thought, but building a nest on top of your head is choosing to dwell on those thoughts. Thoughts influence your life tremendously because your life begins to take the position of your thoughts. It is important for you to bear in mind that what you think about is very, very important. Next to what you think in developing your mind is what you say. What you say is important because you are the first to hear what you say. What you say is important because what you say is what you present to your mind. If you, for example, always think of ill health, your mind continues to get information on ill health, sickness, disease, pains, unease, weakness. So your body begins to behave along this line. But if you continue to say strength, that's why we are taught, let the weak say, I am strong. Although he is weak, if he continues to talk about weakness, then he will find himself always weak or remaining weak. But when he talks about strength, the strength that he speaks about, the strength that he presents to his mind, ensures and overrides, cancels out the weakness that he has in his body. Weakness is a fact, but talking strength is truth, and truth will over time overrule facts. So it's important. And apart from this, there is power in the words that you say. Because when you speak into the environment, it affects you. It affects other people. And in fact, it affects the circumstances of your life. So it's important. The Bible teaches us the sword of the Spirit is the Word of God. So when you repeat powerful words, it goes like a sword and does the work that you want it to be. It renews your mind. That is very important. And then finally, on this section, what do you do? You have decided to hear the right thing. You have decided to see the right thing. You have decided to think the right thoughts. One thing, you have also decided to say what is right. That's one area that is still left. You must do something that joins together all these other inputs into your mind. You must act in such a way that you have had new information. You must act in such a way that you can see new information. You must act in such a way that you are thinking the right thoughts. We cannot see your thought, but we can see your action. So your action is more or less a window into what you are thinking about. Your action is actually more important than what you say. Someone did say to me that your actions speak so loud, I cannot hear what you are saying. What you are saying is one thing, but what you do is another. But what you do is superior in its influence on those around you, on your life, is superior to what you say. So we must be sure we act rightly. We must be sure we act according to what we desire. Sometimes it may be regarded as doing things in faith. Believe it. Since you have gone through the processes, then you begin to do as though what you are expecting is already here. So it's important. Remember what we said? What the windows into your mind, the influences on your mind, the things that allows you to renew your mind, what you hear, what you see, what you think, what you say, and then very powerfully, what you do. That puts you on the path to renew your mind. And when your mind is renewed, your life is transformed. Thank you very much for attending to this video, this episode. God bless you.